Come on, this is Revelations that's going to help you to understand the rest of the book. Verse 12. Then I turned to see whose was the voice that was speaking to me. And on turning, I saw 7 golden lampstands, and in the midst of the lampstands, one like a son of man, clothed with a robe which reached to his feet, and with a girdle of gold about his breast. John was inside the Holy of Holies. He heard a voice behind him which said all those names. I'm Alpha, Omega, first, last, everything. And he turned around, and when he looked out of the most holy place, there was the 7 golden candlesticks, which was the 7 churches of Asia. And Jesus was walking in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks. Now, I want to just say here right now, the churches were supposed to be inside the Holy of Holies. Jesus already opened the veil. And he said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. If I prepare it, I'm going to come back and take you unto me, that you can also dwell there where I am. So Jesus already gave them the promise. He already died, already prepared the place, came back from the cross, told them the place is prepared, and then he came and poured out the Holy Spirit so that they can live there. So after all those years that John saw it, about 30, 40 years later, they were still not in the Holy of Holies. So John looked and he saw them outside the Holy of Holies. So this was why he had to give them a revelation of Jesus Christ, because they were still meddling around in traditions of men, still struggling with the law, still struggling with all legalistic things about the law of Moses, because they didn't enter into the most holy place. I'll preach it as hard as I can. The church was supposed to be there, because that's why Jesus died. So John said them outside. How do I know they were outside? Just look at a verse in every one of these churches. To him that overcome will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. So this church was not yet there to eat of the tree of life. So they were not in the paradise of God, which is the holy place, which is, Okay? Chapter 2, verse 11. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. He that overcomes shall not be hurt by the second death. So if I enter there, I will live and live eternally. Verse 17. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcome will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone, and the stone a new name written, which no man knows, saying, he that receiveth it. Okay, verse 28. And I will give him the morning star. Okay, chapter 3, verse 5. He that overcomes, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. Verse 12, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go out no more. Okay? Verse 21, to him that overcome will I grant to sit with me on my throne, as even I overcome and sit with my Father on his throne. Now the scriptures I just read are all inside the Holy of Holies, are all inside the most holy place. So John said, I've got a revelation of Jesus Christ that I've got to give to the churches, and they can't find it as long as they meddle around in the outer court. They've got to be inside the most holy place. So John says, I was caught up in the Spirit right into this place, right into the most holy place, and I saw the throne, and I saw the lightnings, and I saw the rainbows, and I saw the worship, but behind me was a voice. And I turned around, and he was walking, the Son of Man, Jesus Christ, was walking in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, trying to say to them, you've got to get a revelation of me, so that you don't have to walk outside there where you can be hurt, where you can be damaged, because if you come in here, there shall no evil befall you, angels will be around you, length of days will be your portion, nothing will touch you, nothing will make you sick, you will live an overcoming life. Okay? So let's see if this is true what I say. So after the churches, here comes chapter 4. After this I looked, and behold, a door standing open in heaven. And the first voice which I heard addressing me like a war trumpet said, come up here, and I will show you what must take place, or which must happen, or which things will come hereafter. When John was, let's just say it, in the most holy place, caught up in the glory, the church was outside. Okay? And then he gave him all the things. If the church would overcome, they would also go there. So he says, And immediately after I saw this vision, the next thing I saw was an open door in heaven. And then that voice that first spoke to me and said, I'm Alpha and Omega, that voice then showed me the church, and then talking about the church, because he's now walking amidst the 7 golden candlesticks, that voice said, John, come up here. Through the open door into the Holy of Holies. This is where you're supposed to be. Not outside, but inside. I saw an open door. So, and then I will show you things that must happen hereafter, and we will go to that a little bit later on. So, just 2 scriptures now. Isaiah 64. Isaiah 64 verse 1. Oh, that you would rent or open the heavens, that you would come down, that the mountains may quake and flow down at your presence. As when fire kindles the brushwood and the fire and causes the water to boil, to make your name known to your adversaries, that the nations may tremble at your presence. When you did terrible things which we did not expect, you came down. The mountains quaked at your presence. For from of old no one has heard, nor perceived by the ear, nor has the eye seen a God besides you, who works and shows himself active on behalf of him who earnestly waits for him. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for them that love him. But God has revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searches all things, yea, the deep things are. So there is something that the Spirit wants to reveal to us, what the eye hath not seen, and the ear hath not heard, and has never come up in the heart of man. And it is written. So I've got to find out where it's written. It's written in Isaiah 64. So Isaiah 64 says, when I will understand what eye hath not seen and ear hath not heard, it is when the heavens will be open. Okay? So open the heavens and reveal things to us that we've never seen, heard, or received with our hearts, our ears, or our eyes. Okay? Is that ready? So chapter 2, verse 6 of 1 Corinthians. He says, how about we speak wisdom among all them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which God ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew. For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard. Okay. So let's see if we can put it together. Let's see if we can put it together. It says there are mysteries that we need to know. Okay? It says these mysteries will be revealed, that eyes and ears and hearts has never heard or seen or understood. This mysteries revealed is a wisdom that the world will not understand. He says, so it is written, God has revealed it unto us by his Spirit. So going back, he says, it's open the heaven. That is what Isaiah says in chapter 64. But 1 Corinthians 2, talking about open heaven, says, if the rulers and the princes of this world, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. So the crucifixion of Jesus is the opening of the heaven that reveals the mysteries of God that the world will not understand. Let's try, just jump to verse 18 of chapter 1.